Good morning and welcome to Toronto Police Headquarters. This morning we will have Sex Crimes Inspector Joanna Beaven-Desjardins addressing the public and the media on 2 arrest warrants that have been issued for Pan Am athletes.
Good morning, I'm Joanna Beaven. I'm the Unit Commander of Toronto Police Sex Crimes. Today I would like to inform the public that warrants for sexual assault have been issued for Lucas Dominguez Piazon, 21 years of age, and Andre De Silva Ventura, 22 years of age. Both males were in Toronto competing in the 2015 Pan Am Games as members of the Brazilian soccer team. It is alleged that on Saturday, July 25th to Sunday, July 26th of this year, the victim, a 20-year-old female, and her friend were at a nightclub in the downtown area. Mr. Domingos Piazon and Mr. Andre De Silva Ventura socialized with the victim and the friend and accompanied the 2 women to a residence in Toronto. The victim, once she arrived at home, went to sleep. Mr. Domingos Piazon and Mr. Andre De Silva Ventura then entered the victim's bedroom and sexually assaulted her. The victim awoke, and both Mr. Domingos Piazon and Andre De Silva Ventura then left the residence. Both males were in Canada during the period of July 7th to July 27th of 2015. They were staying in the downtown area. On July 27th, both males returned to Brazil with their team. If anyone has any information relating to this occurrence or the alleged suspects, please contact the Toronto Police Sex Crimes or Crime Stoppers. We encourage all affected individuals to come forward and report to police, as we want to make sure everyone receives the support services that they may need, regardless of their decision to report and proceed criminally. Thank you.
Can you go over the process now? I mean, now that the warrants have been issued, presumably they're back in Brazil or elsewhere in the world. Where do you go from here?
So, let me pronounce his name, Andre De Silva Ventura has a Canada-wide warrant out for him, and he's back in Brazil as far as we know right now. Because we don't have a treaty with Brazil, we'll have to go through the extradition process. But we will be working with all law enforcement officials across the world so that when he does travel, especially being part of an international team, we'll be notified of his movements.
And what about Mr. Piazon?
He has a warrant that's held in Ontario.
So why is one of them an Ontario warrant and one is a Canada-wide?
That's up to the Crown Attorney to decide on Canada-wide warrants.
Are the allegations different?
No.
So what would the difference be in the eyes of the Crown?
You'd have to talk to the Crown's office about that. The Crowns look at the case, and based on what they see before them, they decide whether it's going to be a Canada-wide warrant or not.
Is there a difference, though, I mean, as far as you guys are concerned, if both of them are thought to be out of the country anyway, would you still be seeking extradition of Mr. Piazon just as you would with De Silva Ventura?
So Mr. Piazon, because it's not a Canada-wide warrant, we can't go through the extradition process. But when he does come to Ontario, he is arrestable. And as far as the eyes of the Toronto Police Service, they're the same.
Are they both believed to still be in Brazil?
One is in Brazil. Mr. Piazon is believed to be in the United Kingdom. He's on loan from the Chelsea Football Club, their soccer club, and playing for the Reading Football Club in the UK presently. And Mr. Ventura is currently playing for the Botafogo de Futebol e Regatas in Brazil.
Is this a frustrating situation for you guys? When you have their pictures, you have their names, it sounds like you know exactly where they are, but it's not like if they were here, you could just go and grab them.
Frustrating. You could say it's frustrating. It would be good for the victim and the process and for themselves to cooperate with Toronto Police and come and face their charges.
So, just to understand, with Mr. Ventura, you can start the extradition process, but with the other gentleman, you can't?
Correct.
Okay. And that's just the way the Crown's decided to do it?
Correct.
Does it have to do with the fact that Mr. Piazon is going to be in the UK right now?
No. I can't get into the evidence of the actual case, but no, it doesn't have to do with that.
When did the victim come forward?
The victim came forward the night after the actual occurrence.
So is it a matter of identifying them, or like what's with the the period between then and now, we're only hearing about it now, what's been going on between that time?
So when we receive a case, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we have to do, a lot of investigation we have to do to identify the people and ensure that we have the right people. And then again, it's, when we do go and we request a Canada-wide warrant, it has to go before the Crown for them to decide with respect to that. So it's been a process to try and get the investigation with all our information to where we need it, as well as dealing with the Crown with relation to Canada-wide.
Did these guys know they were being investigated before they left?
I don't believe so, no.
So can you tell me, so they went back to, was it the victim's house they went to?
I can't comment on that.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell us which nightclub downtown?
The Drake Hotel on Queen West.
So they went to someplace and the victim went to sleep and these people were still there.
Correct,
They didn't come back or
correct.
What's going on with the water polo player?
The water polo player, that's still before the Crown's office right now. He's still wanted for sexual assault in Ontario. But again, it's before the Crown's office right now.
So that's another Ontario warrant? Forgive me,
Right
I
now it
wasn't-
is, yes.
Okay,
It's before
and
the Crown's office to move forward on the Canada-wide aspect of
You
it.
don't see any connection between these cases, though?
As of right now, no, we don't.
So the victim woke up the next morning, the two suspects were still in the residence.
Okay, I'm not going to get into the details, but the victim went to sleep and then woke, they both are allegedly, they both sexually assaulted her, and she woke up and they left the residence.
Did she wake up during the sexual assault?
I'm not going to get into the
But
details.
when she woke up, they left?
Correct.
Like, when you say they left, are you alleging that they fled, or just that?
was she drugged?
I would say they fled. I can't get into the details of the case.
Think she was drugged?
I can't comment on that.
But the warrants are only naming charges of sexual assault?
Correct.
Do you know if these gentlemen have been charged anywhere else with sexual assaults or
I don't
back
have-
in their home countries?
I don't have that information, no.
And are there any other cases that you guys are investigating right now involving Pan Am athletes that may lead to something like this down the road?
No, not right now, we are not.
Were they staying at the athletes' village?
They were staying in the downtown area, so yes.
Have you been in contact with them at all?
No,
Was the Brazilian delegation helpful to you in any way?
we have contacted the Brazilian consulate, and we are dealing with them from now, moving forward.
So would they be aware at this point that these warrants are out for their arrest? Do you have any idea?
They would be now, yes,
Because of this news conference, or because of something else?
because of this, and also with the consulting with the consulate as well, correct.
Do you have any history of Pan Am Games and whether this is something that's happened before or is this
I have no knowledge of this happening before.
pretty unusual?
In Toronto, anyway, I would only have knowledge of what's happened in Toronto, and this is not something that I have any experience with.
Can you tell us how the victim is doing? Can you give us any indication?
Well, the victim, I can't speak for the victim, but it takes a lot of courage for victims to come forward and tell what has happened to them. She's been offered support services. She has a support network around her, and we are in constant contact with her, so.
Was her friend still in the residence when they spent the night while this happened?
I can't comment on that. Okay.
What are the chances that this woman's going to get justice? I mean, these guys don't live in the country. How long would it take you to get this Ventura gentleman here to face charges?
It depends on many, many different factors. Toronto Police will be doing, and the Crown's Office will be doing everything that we possibly can to get him back, but it depends on the process. It depends on if it goes to another country, where we do have a treaty with them. There's so many different factors, I can't tell you how long it could take.
I mean, as international soccer players, these guys have got to be weighing their different priorities. Do we want to go to this country when it means?
Correct? Right?
That concludes today's conference.